My short story is Eternity is 20 Seconds Long by Paul Trembling. First, I will talk about characterization. The main protagonist in this short story is named Kev, and he is on vacation. He is lying on his hammock in the shade with his sunglasses on to block out the very bright white sand. Kev has a very special device that loops time by 20 seconds while you're inside the time bubble. Also, there is a woman in a bright orange bikini who I'm presuming as Kev's wife or girlfriend. She walks by and waves at Kev while he's on his hammock. There are also two onlookers that explain what the device is and how it works. These people are crucial because our knowledge on the device is very slim. The identity of these two onlookers are unknown. Plot and point of view. The point of view in this story is third-person omniscient. Because this story is not coming from Kev or the two onlookers are just there for dialogue. Kev adjusted his position in the hammock just enough to look round. Remember this quote because it's very important later in the story. It's also the first line in our story. There's a man named Kev on vacation, and he is sitting on a hammock with his sunglasses on. It's a very bright and hot day on the beach. A girl walks by in a bright orange bikini, and she waves to Kev. Kev had promised her a special experience, but she doesn't know how special it would be, and he waved back. Kev now believed that this was the perfect moment to use his alien device. The device looked like an irregular collection of cylinders, in different shades of red to purple. And on the side was a crude human intrusion. He hits go on his Palm PC, and the alien symbols come across the screen, and then he hit the abort button. Then, one of the onlookers explains that this is where the loop ends. Kev adjusted his position in the hammock just enough to look round. One of the onlookers asks why he can't see them, and the other explains it's because they weren't in the loop while he recorded it. A girl in an orange bikini waves at Kev. The onlooker explains that if Kev said it differently, the whole world could be under a 20-second loop. Kev had promised this girl a special experience, but she didn't know how special it would be, and he waved back. Kev now believed that this was the perfect moment to use his alien device. He pulled the odd device out again. The one onlooker explains that the device is a temporal field gnome, and it was made by an alien race called the Isha Hazats. He says that they are mad that he took it. He hits go on his Palm PC, and the alien symbols come across the screen, and then he hit the abort button. The onlooker says that he's set up a self-perpetuating loop. Kev adjusted his position in the hammock just enough to look round. The onlooker says that there is no stopping it. He also says that it's on a 20-second loop. The onlooker says from his point of view, the loop is 20 seconds, but from their point of view, it will be an eternity. The girl in the orange bikini walks by and waves at Kev. The onlooker says that even if the sun explodes, it won't affect him because he'll always be in a different time. Kev promised this girl a special experience, but she didn't know how special it would be, and he waves back. Conflict. The conflict that Kev faces is that life goes by too fast, and he wants to find the moment in which he wants to spend the rest of his life in. He gets an alien device from the black market just to do this. He finds a moment where everything is perfect. It's a nice day out. His wife walks by in an orange bikini and waves to him. This is the moment that he wants to stay in forever, and this is when he puts his alien tech into action. He creates a loop of that moment, and he will spend the rest of his life in it. Next, I will talk about setting. It is a bright, hot day on the beach, and Kev is on vacation. It is the summer, and it is sometime in the afternoon. I believe that this story is set in the future because I'm sure nobody knows of this technology. The beach was ablaze with sunlight, which makes Kev wear his sunglasses, and even with them on, the light from the water is still pretty intense. At the moment Kev makes the loop, the weather is perfect, and his wife walks by. Theme. The theme of this story is that life is too short. Kev makes his life the way he wants it, and it's only 20 seconds, but it's perfect. What the author is trying to say is that you should make your life the way you want it because life is too short. He says to live the way you want, whether it be waving to your wife on a perfect day at the beach, playing a sport that you love, or doing whatever it is you love, and not to limit yourself. The only way to have the best life ever is to die doing what you love to do. If you die the way you wanted to, then you couldn't have lived your short life any better. The line that best exemplifies this is, everything was perfect, now was the moment. Because this is when Kev decided to live his life the way that he wanted. Next, I will talk about atmosphere. The atmosphere in this story is happy, bright, and free at the beginning. To Kev, this is the perfect day as he lies on his hammock. He watched his wife walk by and waves to him. And then, it's just the perfect time for him right now. But as the story progresses, the atmosphere changes into wonderment. And this comes from the two onlookers. The one onlooker has this sense of wonderment on how Kev's device works and is amazed at its powers. The other onlooker has a very vast knowledge of this device and where it comes from and how it works. This puts that sense of wonderment at ease, and it's sort of refreshing knowing what Kev is going through. Next, I'll talk about literary devices. Imagery. Beyond the shade cast by the trees, the beach was ablaze with sunlight. This is a piece of imagery because it gives the reader a visual on the setting and atmosphere of the story. This helps us understand what Kev is feeling through the story. Another piece of imagery. The bright orange bikini glowed against her tan skin. This is another piece of imagery showing us what the girl looked like. Again, giving us a better understanding of what Kev was experiencing. Repetition. This is placed throughout the story, and it is used to show the reader that Kev is restarting the loop over again. This helps us see what Kev is undergoing as the story continues outside the time bubble. Some of the quotes that are repeated are as follow. Kev adjusted his position in the hammock just enough to look round. Along the beach, he could see a girl coming towards him. The bright orange bikini glowed against her tan skin. She waved. He promised her a special experience. She didn't know how special it would be. They would have the time of their lives, a very long time. He waved back. Everything was perfect. Now was the moment. Next is a hyperbole. Everything was perfect. Now was the moment. This is a hyperbole because the author is creating emphasis on that particular moment and saying that it was perfect. This makes the reader recognize that this is an important moment in the story. Lastly, I will talk about layers of meaning. The first layer of meaning is literal, and what the story is literally saying is that there's a man named Kev on a beach. This man has an alien device that loops time by 20-second segments in the world. A girl walks by and waves at Kev. Then he takes out his alien device and uses it to loop that moment. Two onlookers comment on what's happening. One onlooker doesn't know anything about Kev and his device, but the other seems to know everything about this device. The one onlooker says that from Kev's perspective, the loop is 20 seconds, but from their point of view, it's an eternity. The second layer is metaphoric. Metaphorically, the story is set to tell you that life is too short. It obviously isn't 20 seconds short, but it's too short. You don't get to do everything you wanted to do, see everything you wanted to see, but everything sometimes isn't everything that you want. Sometimes you just want simple things, like Kev. All he wanted was a wave from his beloved on a perfect beach day, and that would be his whole life. So don't regret stuff you didn't do. Be happy about the things you did do, and for Kev, that wave was enough for him to make him live happy. The third layer is symbolic. There's only one symbol in the story, and it is the device in which Kev uses. This device represents the life that one person would have to make them happy. Kev uses it to capture what he thought was the perfect moment, but another person may want to capture a different moment in their life that would make them happy, such as a family dinner, or part of a vacation, or whatever they want. The whole idea of the device is to tell the readers to find that moment that they love and cherish it for all time, and that will reflect in your future life and your overall happiness. The fourth and final layer is what the story tells you morally. The moral of the story is to make your life how you want it because life is short. You don't need Kev's alien device to do it, but you can live out your life the way that makes you the happiest. For Kev, it was that 20 seconds on the beach that made him the happiest. It says to find that thing that makes you the most joyful, whether it's a dream job, or a hobby. You need to have these things as a human to get you through your day, and you need to find yours. So that was Eternity is 20 Seconds Long by Pottle Trembling. Thank you.